right, I think everybody can hear us loud and clear. Let us know if you can't, but we'll get started. So welcome everybody, it's Megan Twentyman, the brand manager here at Soft Solutions, and with me today is Matt Carey, our senior engineer.
Hello.
And the point of today's webinar is to look at the certifications around 3CX, why they're important, where the information is, where to look for reference materials, and also how it affects your partnership. So we'll just skip to the quick agenda to run through with you. So Matt's going to walk us through the learning resources that are available, the technical training, which is called 3CX Academy, the 3CX docs and YouTube and blog, where there's a lot of resources and information. Then we'll look at the Soft Solutions resources that are available. We've built up a huge blog and YouTube channel ourselves. And then finally, I'll cover off at the end why the 3CX Academy is so important to your partnership level, how that reflects with your customers, etc. And as normal, we'll wrap up with a Q&A, and we plan to keep this short and sweet to our bite-sized format. So I'll hand over to Matt, and feel free to pop questions in the chat as we go.
Awesome, thanks Megan. So it's a little bit PowerPointy today, so I apologize in advance, but sort of getting this across is quite important, and this is a good format for it. So learning resources when it comes to 3CX, and this isn't just for your certification, this is for getting an idea of the product, troubleshooting and getting some additional information. So resources available, as Megan mentioned in the agenda. So we've got the technical training. Hand in hand with that is the Academy. We've got the 3CX docs, the YouTube, their blog, and our blog as well. So 3CX technical training, traditionally this has been in-person training. Obviously with COVID, we've had to adapt and overcome the limitations with social distancing and the like. So we've actually had a intermediate session that we delivered remotely, and we've got an advanced one coming up on September 10th as well. So typically though, 3CX come to New Zealand once or twice a year. They hold training in major centres where their technical trainer, Nick Perez, runs through the latest and the greatest. And then when it comes to other technical trainings, I myself am the New Zealand technical trainer for 3CX, and we get out and about to the regions to cover off the intermediate and the advanced. But again, we have been doing this via remote sessions, which we've had actually great success with, which has been really awesome. So the typical training is classroom style with the objective to take the test at the end. When attending these trainings, you need the basic certification. The basic certification is a walk in the park if you've ever installed 3CX. It's really, really basic stuff. We've also pre-recorded this training as well. So our next upcoming advanced session is on September 10th, and registration links for that are in our VoIP vendor watch, to make sure that you've opted in to get emails from us, because we do share these details out regularly. And of course, the 3CX themselves also hold online sessions depending on the time zone. The timing may be convenient or inconvenient, but they regularly hold these.
And just to jump in there, one key advantage, which you can see there on that slide, of attending the intermediate and advanced training in person is not just the training that is occurring, but it's the conversations that occur. Matt is a vault of knowledge when it comes to 3CX, but also everybody that's attending that training has had experience with 3CX. So being able to share or say I encountered and how I overcame it, those turn into really valuable conversations, and that's why with the online version of the training, we're using 3CX's web meeting to deliver that, and really encouraging those questions to still occur, because that's the real value of the knowledge that having that in-person training brings.
Definitely, and I give out chocolates for correct answers to questions as well, so that's always a benefit.
We'll have to think about virtual chocolates, Matt.
You have to do something, hey? Maybe get pizzas delivered or something. We'll discuss that offline. So the 3CX Academy is available on the 3CX website. All the training material that Nick Perez or myself use is there, and it's kept up to date as well. Back in the day, it was a little bit of a pain. We had a habit of we'd lock in a training session for, say, Christchurch or Wellington, and a new version of 3CX would come out overnight, and had to quickly upskill of what was new to deliver in the training. But it's all available online. There are pre-recorded videos there as well. The test itself is sat via your customer.3cx.com. Each person needs their own login, and the reason for this is any certifications sat and pass sit with the individual. So you need to make sure they're set up in your portal via the users menu and assign them their access. And notably, if staff with a certification decide to move on, then the certification goes with them. So it's always a good idea to have multiple staff members, especially for retaining your partner level. Each certification itself is open book test. There's no JavaScript or anything running in the background to see if you're flipping between windows. So key thing there is watch out for double negatives in the questions. And you must pass the exams in the correct order. So you sit the basic, pass, sit the intermediate, pass, and then sit the advanced and pass. However, if you don't pass, for whatever reason, there is a 30-day stand down, but that's the only penalty that's there. And you've all probably already been to the 3CX Academy, but the screenshot just shows what it looks like.
Yep, just accessed via the Learn menu, and it's at the bottom it says 3CX Academy, so really simple to navigate to on the website.
Definitely. So notably, when it comes to certification, the stuff in the academy is of course very important, but there are other elements to it, and one of these is the 3CX docs. So we've got the link at the top of the page here. Very easy to access, but it has a lot of helpful how-tos. So as an example of some of that are in there, some firewall guides. So there's some basic guides. So traditionally, of course, 3CX doesn't handle the network aspect of installations. They only support their own software. But through feedback from resellers and the like, they do have some guideline documentation available. So we've got some firewall guides in there for MikroTik, WatchGuard, SonicWall, and FortiGate. There's some notable ones in there as a initial stepping stone. SIP phone guides, of course, especially helpful for phones that have got an end of life. Traditionally, end of life phones or legacy phones that are getting a bit on in the days don't support the newer functionality of 3CX, but there are guides online for some of them to getting them set up so they can at least take calls. There's some information there about networking troubleshooting and general help guides in there too. So 3CX have a YouTube channel, very cool, because there's a lot of pre-recorded sessions in there. And this isn't just for technical, this is for sales level things as well. They've got the Academy videos in there as well, which of course are extremely helpful. Feature walkthroughs, especially when new features come out in L4 beta, they have a bit of a walkthrough for it. We've seen some stuff overnight with some changes that are coming to the CoolFlow Designer, which look very cool, working with text-to-speech. And Nick Perez actually spent a considerable amount of time recording some videos around some basic setup with the CoolFlow Designer. So the CoolFlow Designer itself isn't part of the 3CX certification tests. That's basically the advanced plus level, but he's gone and taken the time in there to record some details around getting set up with your first project in there, which is very, very cool. 3CX blog everything as well. On there every day. So we have general articles on there. So again, much like the YouTube, this could be new features, especially handy with change logs as well. Recently, they've introduced resellers and partners being able to write blogs and submit them, and they're actually offering remuneration around that as well, which is very cool. 3CX, of course, we're very forward-moving companies. It's very, very cool. Case studies really important on there as well, and of course it's also we recommend, and Megan will probably add a little bit around this, around submitting case studies. It gets your name out there as well, and 3CX do publish that. And of course,
sorry, I'll just jump in there on the case studies.
Go for it.
There is a new process in place around the case studies. They're actually submitted via an online link, which I have available and I can share with anybody that has the opportunity to provide a case study. I also have a Word document for you to get all the basic information from your customer. When that case study is finally published, because it is a process of it's submitted, 3CX agrees to do it, they write the case study, then they send it through for proofing. Then once you've made all the proofs and changes, it becomes available. They issue a press release stating that the case study is now available with a link to the case study. The press release just sort of has an overview, and then the actual case study is linked to as well, and is a great resource. The 3CX partner is mentioned and their partnership level is mentioned at the bottom of that case study. So it does make it very unique and available for the New Zealand market. Notably, one of our partners has just had a case study written about H&J Smith. So those releases are available, and it's always good to have something relatable in the New Zealand marketplace. And obviously with all these changing times, now is a good time to be checking with your customers whether there's an opportunity to do a feel-good story to share.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, it's a very good look. And I've noticed a typo there. That's meant to say resources. I apologize. So soft-sole wise, so of course we're here on the phone, but we also have our blog. We put out 2 VoIP blogs per month on average, and this can range from very, very technical all the way to just the new functionality that's out there. We've seen a lot of resellers provide very positive feedback around the blog as well, so I definitely recommend checking out. I often cover things that maybe aren't available in the training, drawing on my experience with the product. And of course we have these webinars which are bite-sized. Typically you get these 1-hour webinars where you sort of fuzz out and it's hard to concentrate, but we've had a lot of success with these shorter formats. Very, very simple to take the information on board, and then you can get away to lunch quicker as well. And that's why, again, it is really important to make sure you subscribe to our VoIP newsletters and the like, because that's how we publish these invitations. And of course, all of these webinars as well are recorded and placed onto our YouTube channel. So Megan, I think I'll let you cover off why the Academy is important.
Absolutely. So this is my marketing and sales hat coming on. So just to clarify, I often get asked about 3CX Academy, because 3CX actually have 2 things called Academy. So 3CX Academy is their technical certification program, but also when you become a new partner with 3CX, you become a 3CX Academy level partner. So there is 2 distinctly different things there. And if you're ever unsure or need clarification, feel free to reach out to me. Technical certifications are a very key component of the 3CX partner program. It restricts where you can move in their partner program based on the certifications that you have associated with your partner portal. So as Matt mentioned earlier, it's actually really important not just to rely on one person having the certification, because just as you can link people to your portal, they can be linked to another portal which unlinks them from your portal. So you could be sitting as a gold partner, so you've got advanced certification, staff member leaves, and you've got one other person certified with a basic certification, and you're going to drop down to a silver partnership. So it's, it can affect your margins and those types of things. Certifications are an individual, and it shows knowledge. I think it shows your customers that you are experienced, because you understand the best practice of how to install 3CX, how to support 3CX. I've seen a lot of our partners, when I get emails now, that have their little badge in their email signature. which shows that you have that technical certification, and there's obviously an example there on the right-hand side of the page. And highlighting that in your own marketing and sales materials, I think builds the value and shows that you've invested in 3CX and 3CX has invested in you. And it builds trust with your customers because they go, oh, actually they have it all. So a lot of 3CX partners choose not to do certifications for whatever reasons they see fit. And, you know, that does cause a few issues at times. So obviously very important around that partner program.
Absolutely. And that's it.
So if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out. Just to recap, we do have the advanced certification coming up on the 10th of September. Registrations are already open, and we've already got bookings actually. You can get the link from our weekly newsletter and from the VoIP newsletter, or reach out to us at voip@softsoul.co.nz and we can send you the link for registering for that. It is important that staff have already completed the basic and intermediate certifications, so that's why we've given lots of advance warning of that happening in September. And allowing you time to be able to book technicians offline. Because it will be delivered online, it will not be the long full day that we normally see with the advanced certification. We're anticipating that we'll start promptly at 9:30 and be finished by 2:30 at the latest in the afternoon. So that allows some time in the morning for any urgent queries and time in the afternoon to get on with what you need your technicians to be doing. So do we have any questions there, Matt?
No, I think everyone's pretty clued up.
Excellent. But if you do have any queries or you want to check on anything, check what qualifications are associated with your partnership, feel free to reach out to me directly or via the VoIP newsletter. In our distributor portal, we can see what level of certification is associated with you. I can walk you through how to link users to your account so that everybody's in there, and certainly here to help. So thank you very much for joining us today. I think we've actually gone 2 minutes over our 15 minutes bite-size today, but a lot of info to cover, and we'll hopefully catch you next week for our sales-based webinar training.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your week.